lunch? Great. So, on the occasion of Indian Organ Donation Day, it's a great honor to welcome our esteemed speaker, Dr. Rajkumar Mandor. Dr. Mandot is a renowned nephrologist at the Renal Institute of Sciences, Institute of Renal Sciences at Shalby Hospital, Ahmedabad. He was also associated with the Premier Kidney Institute, IKDRC, as a unit head and in charge of the renal transplant program. For almost a decade, from 2002 to 2012, Dr. Saab was our medical advisor as well. And he was also in past associated with nephron dialysis centers, heading 17 centers across Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. For past more than 20 years, Dr. Mandot is practicing as a consultant nephrologist and transplant physician, bringing invaluable experience to his patients. Till date, he has done more than 1200 kidney transplants. He has conducted more than 5,000 kidney biopsies. And every year, he oversees more than 10,000 dialysis sessions. Dr. Mandot is expert not only in the transplant and dialysis, but he also excels in handling the complications in the diabetic patients, the kidney issues in pregnant women, and the kidney and urinary issues in the children. So please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Mandor. Over to you.
Thank you very much for a nice and kind introduction. As I was talking that I have been part of this organization and I probably would be taking few lectures every year during that period, and it's an honor for me to come again and tell you something about the government's initiative basically. Routinely as a transplant community, we routinely would celebrate a World Organ Donation Day, which happens to be on the 13th of August every year. But Indian government from probably this year only has taken an initiative to celebrate this Indian Organ Donation Day on the 3rd of August. So, one of the reason why we changed the date from 13th August to 3rd August is basically this was the day when the first cadaver transplant was being done in India. To commemorate that day, the Indian government has decided to celebrate Indian Organ Transplant Day on 3rd of August. So, it is being coined as Angdan Jan Jagrukta Abhiyan. This is what the government has given this name, and it is for a day also, and few institutes have been given to celebrate for the week also. So, what is that government actually want was the reason for this awareness program is to reduce demand for organ transplantation by promoting healthy lifestyles and wellness. So, basically it is a preventive aspect is there where government wants a preventive steps to be taken first. Second is to spread awareness about brainstem death, deceased donor organ donation, and prevention and control of illegal practices related to transplantation program. And as we all know, we are in the middle of this storm which is brewing since last 2-3 months. It affected Rajasthan, it affected Delhi, And today only I came to know that even the Gujarat is being affected. The two institutes, they are also being investigated since yesterday only. So, the next thing is to increase identification and declaration of cases of brainstem death by the hospitals, because there is a lot of organ shortage. So, unless we do something where we get cadavers, we will not be able to meet our demands. And the last thing which government wants on this day is that we should go ahead and do online registration for organ donation pledge, and that can be done at this site www.noto.abdm.government.in. So, anybody who wants can just visit. They have probably you just can scan also, go there and you can pledge it also. So, why all these things are required? Now, I will go in detail. So, now this year's World Organ Donation Day, the theme is "Don't leave your loved ones in doubt." The hashtag "Leave no doubt." So, basically we as a community want to tell people in distress who need organ transplant that we are with you. So, unless the community comes forward, we will not be able to bridge the gap between organ requirement and organ donation. So, what are the human parts which can be donated? I have not put the organs, you can just see it is human parts. So, there are organs which can be donated, the kidneys, heart, lungs, liver, pancreas and intestine. A single cadaver can give life to 8 recipients. Same way there are various tissues which can be donated, routinely corneas we all know, but skin, tendons, bones, nerves and heart walls, they can be preserved and they can be used also. So, when we talk about basically donors, because donors are integral part, and if you ask me, in any medical college in the triage program it is being written, suppose we have multiple patients, we will have multiple problems admitted in the institute and you have a emergency. So, which is the one you will evacuate first? So, the choices are transplant recipient, critical care patients who are probably on ventilator, post-operative patients, and the fourth is donor. So, can anybody tell me whom you will evacuate as per the guidelines? It is the donor, nobody else. Donor has done no crime that he should be in the hospital, the first thing. So, he should be the one who should be evacuated first. So, this is there basically a symbol, organ donation symbol, where there are 3 things are there, something in the blue, something in the green, and this is something a circular kind of a thing. So, the blue donates sky, the green donates earth, and this circle donates circle of life actually. This is how this symbol is being made. And what they say, you have to honor all the living and deceased donors as well as those who died waiting for a transplant. So, these are the people who are in need and these are the people who helped them. So, there is a hope for all patients on the waiting list with their families and clinical partners. The trust has to be there in the system itself. So, you have to have a source to accurate information and safeguard registry data, because you are not going to manipulate it, try to help somebody. It is basically a policy driven thing. So, there has to be unity, that is a centralizing force for members for the donation and the transplant community, there has to be a unity among them. And the last is a gratitude and celebration by the recipients and their families for the people who have donated organs. So, what is the moral of organ donation basically? So, autonomy means you do not force anybody to donate their organ. It is their sweet will, they want to donate, yes. Benevolence. So, basically you always have a soft corner for these people who come forward to donate. Non-maleficence means, the way I said, there has to be trust. There should not be any jugglery, any manipulation. So, if somebody is on the list on the first, he should be given the first choice. Free and informed consent. So, you are not pushing anybody, not the donor, not the family members or anybody. They are given the choice, the information and the choice that if you want, you can go ahead, you donate organs. So, all this is being done to respecting the dignity, integrity and equality of all human beings with the fairness and common good. So, we want something to be fair and good for the community itself. We do not break any social rules at all. So, ultimately what is the aim of organ donation then? It is actually to help people who are in need of new organ for their survival. Nothing else, no financial transactions, nothing, no illegal things, everything to be legal, no transactions, and it is to help the people in need of new organ. So, I have taken only one question which is being commonly asked, the rest there are a lot of many myths and other things, but this is something, can diabetics donate kidneys? Most of people will say no, most of the nephrologists will say no, most of the dialysis, the transplant centers will say no. So, my next transplant is a diabetic donor and is going to donate kidney to the husband. So, in my last 25 years career, I would say that will be the probably 4th or 5th diabetic donor. So, there are reasons for it. If you do not have anybody else to donate as per the norms, so type 2 diabetes can donate kidney if there is no evidence of organ damage. So, they do not have any problem in the eyes, they do not have any problem in the heart, they do not have any problem in the nerves, kidneys or anything. And there is no reason or unacceptable lifetime risk of the complication. So, there should not be any risk whatsoever to the donor himself. So, if these two things are being met, a diabetics can donate. So, can somebody tell me why diabetics are being given the choice, if required they can donate? There has to be, okay fine, these are something technical I would say.
Large population in India is diabetic.
No, we are talking not only about now large population in India, we will talk about in the world scenario only, because all the rules whatsoever are being formed for organ transplant, they are globally acceptable.
Supply current, sir? Not multiple donors are available, so we can use diabetic to donate.
Probably yes, to some extent.
Probably the diabetes damages the kidney in long term, but here in the scenario where there is no damage to the kidney, in that scenario the kidney can be used as a donation, because as such it has been not damaged
Okay.
with any other function.
So, what is the other reason on the other side that people do not donate, diabetic patients do not donate?
Because there is always a chance of kidney getting damaged. Nephropathy is always
Good, very good. So, now can anybody tell me ki today you are non-diabetic and tomorrow you will not be diabetic? So, why? So, diabetes being a lifestyle disease, nobody can make any comment, first thing. Second thing, that if you control your diabetes, your kidneys are not going to be damaged. That is a rule, no exception. So, there is not any reason that you tell them if they do not have any other problem other than the diabetes itself, that you should not donate. So, these are the two actually reasons, and third, no doubt it takes care of the organ shortage also, and it takes care of the legal things also. So, if you are somebody family member who is going to donate, there is no legal issues, no financial transactions, it is safe. So, why do we celebrate World Organ Donation Day? Basically, this is addressing the organ shortage, that is the main reason, because unless you make people aware, this will remain. So, encouraging conversations, basically because there are a lot of myths are there. So, these are, you can say, a platform where you can discuss, you can dispel the myths, you can convert people who do not believe in donation to people who pledge for donation. Then celebrating the donor heroes, basically they are the people actually who helped this program to run, supporting transplant recipients, no doubt they are the ultimate beneficiaries. And I will just quote one, the supporting the transplant recipients, whenever there are illegal transplants, ultimately people say, यार उसको तो ज़रूरत थी ना. So basically that doesn't mean मेरे को पैसे की ज़रूरत है इसलिए मैं बैंक लूट लूँगा, ऐसा नहीं चलता. So all these things are immaterial, and spreading awareness is the most important thing, no doubt. So what is the scenario in India? Somebody can tell me how good or bad it is?
Not so good.
Not so good, but what are the few good things and not good things?
Because in particularly southern part of India now cadaveric is being increasing, like for example Hyderabad, I guess. And some northern it is not has been flourished the way it should be. So ideally.
So
people are
which is
getting
the state which used to do, rather I would say initiated cadaver transplant programs, and whatever you are seeing today is their efforts which people are getting the benefits. So the first state was Gujarat.
Yes.
So we started, rather I would say I started the cadaver transplant program in 1999, when it was not being existed anywhere else. The others were in very nascent stage, and the first year we did 20 cadavers. So it was a great achievement for us, and but somehow the multiple reasons, Dr. Trivedi jab tak the, this state was doing excellent. Now even today, probably I think in the newspaper today it has come that probably they have done the maximum cadaver transplant last 3 years, Gujarat again. So basically the scenario says that we all need almost 2 lakh cornea transplants, but how many we are doing? Only 50,000. We have almost 5 lakh people who are in need of organ transplant, but what we have is hardly, almost you can say almost less than 3,000 transplants have been done in last year. So as per the WHO, the Indian organ donations rate is one of the lowest in the world. It is hardly, probably this is, this is right, 0.01% actually it is 0.01% is there. And if you look at other countries, there is a huge gap we have to fill. So every day at least 15 patients die waiting for transplant in India. Every 10 minutes a new patient is added to the waiting list. So this gap is widening much more than expected. So what are the organ transplant laws in India? So only near relatives, or what we call it the first degree relatives, that is parents, siblings, spouse. When I started transplant, spouse was not there, it is supposed to be unrelated, now it is in the related. And children who are between 18 and 65, nowadays we take up to 70 years, whose blood group is matching, is medically compatible with the recipient, can donate, and that also without the permission of Government of India. Government has given this authority to the transplant centers, that they can make an ethical committee, they can assess this group of patients, and they can proceed ahead without taking consent from the Government of India. So it is very easy if you see legally. Any other medically compatible extended family members, mama, mommy, tai, वगैरह इसी में आ जाएंगे. Emotionally related relatives, we don't do it. Foreign nationals need to take permission for organ transplant from their respective state governments. So this is where you have to give the file forward to the government authorities. They will, their ethical committee will judge the case and then will give permission. So the actual transplant needs is almost 5 lakh organs every year, and we are only able to meet 2 to 3% of the demand. That is the reality. So, basically it is a life saving, no doubt, organ transplant is a life saving thing. So, what is the impact? A single donor can, as I mentioned, save up to 8 lives, and tissue donations can help almost 50 people. So, look at the numbers. So, even if you can convert 5 more cadavers in a year, probably it will make an impact of 40. So, what are the barriers to organ donation? Most important is again religious beliefs and myths. Can somebody tell me what routinely is being said religion wise? No religion says no to organ donation. Even Quran also does not say no, this is what is being written. There is nowhere written. And the belief that probably वो जो है सोल घूमती रहेगी, ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं होता, और आपने कुछ एक अंग दे दिया तो अगली बार जब पैदा होंगे तो वो नहीं निकलेगा, ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं होता है. So these are all, हाँ, so all these are myths only. Same lack of awareness we all know, because this is the reason that we are celebrating these days, and family hesitations are many a times there. I want to give and donate, but I didn't discuss with my family members, my brother, sister, parents or wife or children, and that is one of the reason when the time comes, probably even though I was ready, the others are not ready, saying that कि यार हम तो नहीं देना चाहते हैं, because I never discussed within the family. And there are lot many systemic issues are there, as has been mentioned, we were discussing, मित्तल साहब and हम लोग वही discuss कर रहे थे कि कहाँ पे गलती है, पर basically systemic issues I would say nowadays are very less. Why? Because let me just say how to increase the organ donation awareness. You can overcome the resistance by discussing within the families. Encourage the family support. This family support can come in multiple ways. One of the ways that probably if somebody is being encouraged to donate, then the hospital bills routinely they stop there and there only. This is one of the way, and many times many institute waive off the routine nominal bills if they are there. Second important thing is ki they do help many a times if the patient is very poor in their cremations and funerals and other things also. That kind of support government does not say no, because it is to be borne by the institute, not the individual who is taking the kidney. So these are the things, and very important. Suppose if you donate, suppose a transplant, organ for a transplant, what is your status in the transplant program? Donor status, not I am talking about the recipient status. Can anybody elaborate? If something happens to them and they need an organ, they are given the top priority. They will be the first to get organ. So consider making organ donations a norm. You can make a law. There are few countries which have made a law. So if there is a brain dead patient in the hospital, you don't need to take any consent. You just have to inform and you have to proceed further. The various awareness campaigns in organ donation drives. This is what we are doing today also. And government promotes that on the day of World Organ Donation Day, Indian Organ Donation Day, you should be doing multiple activities which dispel myths and help people come forward to register or pledge. Then public education in form of in schools and universities, media and celebrities should be involved, and various religious and community leaders should be involved in their congregations and large gatherings. There some kind of activity should be there, so people come to know about organ donation. As far as government is concerned, government has done very good efforts, I would say. Government efforts to increase awareness is they have created a National Organ Transplant Program, NOTP. They have established organizations in form of state level SOTO, regional level ROTO and national level NOTO. So we already have 16 states where SOTO is existing. The 5 regions have been divided. India has been divided in 5 regions, and the ROTO is there, and national authority is there. They maintain a common registry of cadaver recipients also, and everything goes according to the law. the laws have been framed, point system is existing, everything is there. So, government has done their part actually, I would say. Government is helping in the infrastructure development also. Basically, government is very, I would say, lenient in giving permissions for you can say transplant centers, and government wants that probably each and every district should be covered by the transplant program. Support for transplant coordinators, a few things in form of support systems, their courses and other things are there where government do support for the transplant coordinators, because they are the integral part to manage the legal issues. And financial aids, we all know government is sponsoring the dialysis program also and the transplant program also, and other financial aids to the institutes and other things are also available. So, thanks. So, there is one more thing now. I am in the midway of my presentation also. So, this is what the government wants. If you want to learn something technically, I can go further also. So, what is the mandate? Okay, fine.
Up till now, sir, there is one question.
Mhm.
Like the Soto, Roto, and Moto,
Mhm.
once the registration is being done, whether it is prioritized on national level or on state, they decide, like donors, the priority number one, or the sequential request. What's the criteria?
So, basically it runs on a principle. The first thing is the city level, then state level, then region, and then it goes to the national level. So, if you have a donor, suppose because this is applicable right now, basically earlier it was applicable in two organs, heart and liver. Now basically it is for the heart only, where you must have seen कि यहाँ से जाके बॉम्बे गया.
Right,
So यहाँ से बॉम्बे गया का मतलब क्या हुआ?
the regional priorities.
रीजनल आ गया ये.
Correct.
सो टिल रीजन तो अभी तक देखा है, नेशनल लेवल पे अभी तक कम देखा है, बट रीजनल तक तो बहुत से ऑर्गन्स पर्टिकुलरली लीवर एंड द हार्ट दे डू गो.
And the second question, sir, like somebody has donated in cadaver and the parts are being taken, do they give any residual to the family for rituals, or that entire body becomes the property of the hospital and there is nothing given? Because there are people, those who feel in society that if you don't do rituals, the not myth, but they believe in that something has to happen. Like in Hindus, they have to put some fire and the rituals has to proceed. So what is the practice? Because
Okay.
probably some may be aware, mostly people are not aware about it.
Okay, now to answer your question, I have a counter question.
Okay.
So basically, first you have to tell me which is the best donation.
Best donation is entire body, because even the bones and all can go for teaching and multiple purposes.
Okay, so best donation is body, but you have not consented for body donation, you have consented for organ donation.
Organ donation.
So you are supposed to get the body.
To take that, yes.
Certainly, you have not consented for body donation. If you have consented for body donation, yes.
Nothing is.
But yeah, but once you have consented for organ donation, you are supposed to get the body.
Thank you. Got the answer.
So basically, I'll just tell you about now donors and donations only, because this is where we are Indian Organ Donation Day, so we'll talk about that only. So the most important as far as the government's definitions are concerned, first and foremost comes the related living donations. So your parents, brothers, sisters, spouse, children over 18 years of age, and sometimes other blood relatives or extended family members in form of uncle, aunt, half brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. This one is still, I would say, sometimes problematic in understanding. So can somebody tell me what does this mean?
In-laws.
No.
If there has been a mixed marriage and
No.
So like son or daughters of the uncle or aunt from the same blood group means
No.
same family background.
No.
it's your friend,
It's
It's your friend.
no. बेसिकली हमारे एक वकील साहब भी फेल हो गए थे यहाँ पे, उनको समझाने में हमारे को बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आई कि भैया वी हैव अ कम्युनिटी मुस्लिम्स वेयर दे हैव मल्टीपल मैरिज. So this is where you will have half brothers and sisters. So either father is common or a mother is common. So ये एक बड़ा इशू वहाँ पे आता है, बट अपने यहाँ पे कम आता है, बट इंटरनेशनल पेशेंट्स में दिस इज अ बिग इशू. So but they are considered related only. They are not considered unrelated. My point is this.
Right.
They are not unrelated. Somebody will say they are unrelated. No, they are related only. Second is non-related. Living donations, that is what we call as emotionally related. So emotional relatives, in-laws and relatives, आपने जैसा बोला है, everybody. So if you you have wives, all relations, they can also donate. Husbands, all relation can also donate. Then there is a close friends, co-workers, neighbors and acquaintances. वैसे मैं कभी इसको बताता नहीं हूँ, इसीलिए आपको बोला है. So yes, they can legally donate.
But the file to be routed through government in this case.
Certainly yes. No. Certainly yes. Many a times not government also, through the court also.
Through the
But
court also.
but the thing is, when you talk about these, there is very clear guideline also. The guidelines say acquaintances means you should be acquainted for more than 15 years. 15. ये भी आप कर लेंगे कि मेरा तो सर्वेंट है, देन
How long is this?
मेरे तो ऑफिस में काम करता है, देन कैन दे डोनेट? नो. सो योर ITR शुड बी comparable. So people from same status can donate among themselves, not a servant or a driver or anything. Many times कहते हैं हमारा ड्राइवर आ गया सर जी. So ये है, हाँ. So then comes a third category where which we routinely don't practice, but I'll tell you the truth about this also. So these are non-directed donations. Means the donor is either anonymous, altruistic, out of love, or stranger. People say they can't donate, but they can donate. So these are living donors who are not related to or known by the recipient. It is a donation purely out of selfless motives. They just want to help people. They just want to help community. They have just come, we don't know. I have a extra kidney. I have completed my family. I don't have any liabilities and I would like to donate. So अब ये बताइए, ये हिंदुस्तान में लॉ नहीं है, मतलब ये हिंदुस्तान में एक्चुअली नहीं है. दिस इज बेसिकली इन द वेस्ट ओनली. बट somebody has taken the help of this thing and got kidneys in India.
In India, yes.
नाम बताइए. अरुण जेटली. अरे दिल्ली से आया, मेरे को पूछ रहा था, मैंने कहा तू मेरे को एक ही क्वेश्चन का जवाब देगा, कैसे कहते तो उन दोनों को कैसे दी. वो चुप हो गया, कहता सर मैं आपको परमिशन दे देता हूं पर इसका आंसर नहीं दूंगा. So this is how they have done it. Now comes the paid exchange donation. Very common nowadays. You have an incompatible blood group. आपका you are A positive or A, and second is a B in your family. Other is having a B recipient and A as a donor. You can cross among each other, and this is again being allowed. So all you do is a trade donors. वो जो games वगैरह खेलते हैं ना, ये बच्चे खेलते हैं monopoly वगैरह, तो you can trade donors in such cases where two relatives of the recipient can trade donors. Then this is very important, kidney donor waiting list exchange donation. So now you have an incompatible donor in your family who can't give you for multiple reasons. Either the blood group is not matching, or the lymphocyte cross match is not matching, or some other reasons are there. So what they do is, they offer kidney to donate to a stranger on cadaveric waiting list. So मैं देता हूँ, मेरा O पॉजिटिव है या B पॉजिटिव, मैं कैडेवर डोनेशन में दे देता हूँ. So in exchange what happens कि ये जो बंदा है कैडेवर लिस्ट में उसकी जगह पे आ
Priority,
जाएगा,
yes.
उसकी जगह पे आ गया ना आपने उससे, अगेन इट इज बीइंग ट्रेडेड, सो यू आर इन द टॉप प्रायोरिटी नाउ, सो आपको नेक्स्ट किडनी मिल जाती है. दिस इज व्हाट यू कैन डू इफ यू आर लो ऑन द लिस्ट, you can do this. Then comes ABO incompatible donations, which we routinely are, it has become a norm nowadays and many people are doing it. So you have to just go for a plasmapheresis, and earlier it was a removal of spleen, but nowadays we have a rituximab, which is equivalent to, you can say, a splenectomy when you use it. So you can go ahead and do a ABO incompatible donation, and the results initially are slightly less, but overall results are equitable. Then positive cross match donation. So if no other live donors with the negative cross matches exist, so we help them again by say doing plasmapheresis and immunosuppression, bring down the immunity of the recipient and then do a transplant. Then again this is what we are basically doing, that is a brain dead or beating heart donors. Here basically you declare a patient brain dead, but till that time the heart is beating, they probably are on ventilators, may or may not be on ventilators, but most of time. And when the surgeons start operating, the organs are still being perfused, means they are live. So routinely in such situation, when we take out the organs, that is the time when we discontinue all support and declare them dead. So routinely cadaver donors are being declared dead after their organs are being removed. So वो आपका उस क्वेश्चन का सेकंड पार्ट भी है सर. एंड दिस इज डोनेशन आफ्टर कार्डिक डेथ. कहने का मतलब पेशेंट हैज ऑलरेडी डाइड, स्टिल यू कैन टेक ऑर्गन्स. द फ्यू ऑर्गन्स which you can take within first 60 minutes if you are fast enough. So if somebody is being admitted in the hospital, they are already brain dead, but they don't want to give kidneys as a brain dead donors. They want the patient to die and remove kidneys afterwards, kidneys or whatever organs. So because the family is not willing to withdraw support, so we allow them to die, and within 60 minutes we have all the preparations, everything. Whenever they are declared dead, they are being shifted to OT and their organs are being removed.
Taken out, yes.
Yeah. So after the time of death has been pronounced, there you pronounce death after removing the organs, here you pronounce death before removing the organs. So this is the basic difference between the two. But it can't be like घर पे हुआ और उसके बाद में organ remove करेंगे नहीं. घर पे हुआ तो basically corneas remove कर सकते हैं, rest other organs cannot be removed. But in the hospital death, this can also be done. क्या हुआ? हाँ, sorry, खत्म.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I think I am able to tell you something and probably touch more important part of organ donations, and I hope everybody of you have understood.
So, sir, though this session is dedicated to the organ donation, but if you can suggest us as a corporate person to how to take care of your kidneys, that will be something 2-3 minutes if you can spend more on.
Certainly, yes. First and foremost thing, the kidney nowadays, when you talk about lifestyle diseases, so it was initially blood pressure, second was diabetes, and the third entrant was kidneys, because it is the diabetes and blood pressure only which affect kidney. So first and foremost thing, so kidney diseases are being considered lifestyle disease. This is first. Second important, we started with, if you see, we started with treating the kidney patients. But if you see my slide, even the government says कि by adopting a healthy lifestyle and wellness, you can avoid kidney problems. So basically these are avoidable or preventable also. So these are the most two important things which are related to the kidney. So all you have to do is to maintain a healthy lifestyle, that means. So how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? So first and foremost, no doubt, drink regular good amount of water, which is always there to flush out, because kidneys will need some amount of urine to flush out the waste product. So if you say कि 200 ml होता हमको निकल जाएगा, नहीं. So there is a limit that 800 ml to 1 liter जब तक नहीं होगा तब तक you will not be able to wash out. So you need to drink water. So earlier it was like that, more you drink water, better it is. No. the medical science says ki if you are making 1.5 liters of urine in a day, that is enough to remove the waste products. So if you are drinking somewhere around 2.5 or 3 liters when there is a hot weather, is routinely considered enough. The second important thing, because this being a lifestyle disease, so you have to avoid being diabetes and hypertensive. So you have to take salt in moderation, that is very important, and you don't have to go and eat fast food. That is most important. So this is what it is. And third important thing is ki you should be going for regular checkup after 45 years of age, or before that you can even start with 40 and above if you are having a patient who is suffering from diabetes, hypertension, kidney problems or heart issues in the early age in your family. So these are the only things which are required, and along with this, to maintain a healthy lifestyle, you will be doing some kind of exercise. No sedentary lifestyle is advisable, so that's enough.
And sir, if you are already a diabetic or a hypertension, then what would be your advice for them?
Just control diabetes and hypertension. Multiple ways again, you can have a diet control, you can have a drug control, and you can have a exercise. So all those things remain same.
Are there any risks associated with bone marrow donation?
No.
And how often you see such kind of cases?
No, the first thing you need to understand कि बोन मेरो घर की खेती है, कोई तकलीफ ही नहीं है, वापस आ जाएगा. So इसलिए मैं वही बताना चाह रहा हूँ. So bone marrow donation में कभी किसी को कोई problem होती नहीं है. Basically whatever you heard of was probably some kind of a complication in form of infection or bleeding. Otherwise there isn't any problem in donating bone marrow. And I would say, I not being a hematologist, but we have practiced it by वो जो हमारे डॉक्टर त्रिवेदी का जो प्रोटोकॉल था, you must be aware उस टाइम थे हमारे साथ इसलिए. So उसके अंदर हम बोन मैरो ही लेके उसको इन्फ्यूज करते थे. So उससे कोई इशू नहीं होता.
Thank you, sir.
Good, great. So on behalf of Entasar, I extend a very gratitude to you for sparing your time, taking out your time from a busy schedule, and helping us understand more about the subject, the day that we are celebrating today, and your core message that how do we protect our kidneys well, what do we need to do, what kind of lifestyle changes that we need to bring in. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very much for being here today. And on this occasion, a small gratitude, a token of gratitude, may I request Panal sir to actually extend this welcome and I would say thanksgiving to sir for taking time out of this occasion. And a small token of thanks once again, sir.
Thank you.
So now we have tea waiting for us. We can all join us for tea. We'll have tea, and someone has any more questions over the chai pe charcha? Sir is here.
Sure.